Onward. Alright, so we're trying to find the blue door, which there is a blue dash on the map, which I think I can get to by going through this whole path. I hope. The good news is everyone here is probably hilariously easy to kill. The bad news is that it still takes just as long to kill somebody that's weak as it does when they're strong, because everybody dies in one hit anyway. And this combat takes its sweet time. $3,200 damage. Those guys were easy to kill at the beginning of the game. Y'all are out here making me feel like the bad guy. Spear get. Can I make sense of this? Am I in trouble because the fucking floor is collapsed over here? Is this where the path is? Oh, is that a oh. There's a ladder here. Go down the hallway or something? The priest's quarters. And I'm over here. This was the transition from disc 1 to disc 2, I think. No! Try and tell where I am. I'm that close to the blue thing, but there might be a solid wall between me and it. I might have gone the wrong way and have to go all the way around or something. Ah! Rip. Holy shit. Holy shit. I guess that just shows you how little time passes when you pick the wait option. It's a pretty slight delay of your turn. I feel like they had like 5 chances before he got turned again. This is like connected to a tunnel that goes back across the map. How do I get to that staircase? Do I have to literally touch the screen with my finger? Okay, what's that spot on the map? Past that green door? How does one get there? Dude, I'm so lost. This door doesn't do anything. Should I just continue forward until I loop around or something? Am I deleting this episode? And starting over? Having one of those moments where I'm like, am I knee deep in a unusable piece of footage? The floor here is collapsed. Looks like you can get down to the basement. Just have to give it a go and see how things work out. Ah! There are name tags attached to the mummies. They read Valna and Vigna. You see green and shiny, something green and shiny between the two bodies. Looks like the green key, but you can't get it. Give us back our dolls! Run! Get away when you can. I have their dolls. I remember this thing. This was like a boss. This was like a fight I had to run away from, right? Because they couldn't take damage. Once you give them the dolls, Vigna and Valna stop moving. You get the green key. Okay. Hey! That's what the green key was for, that door next to them. Oh my god, I did find the right path. What? Right when I doubted myself the most. I was going the exact correct way. Evidently. I think this is the other side of the door that I was locked behind. Wow, I went like the exact right way. These are probably suddenly higher level enemies now. Prepare to die. And whatnot. Yar. That's some hardcore sauntering you got there. I don't know if I can keep up. I knew she wasn't in that much trouble being alone, because the rest of the party combined just tries to do They, like, the other two guys focus fire the same guy at the same time just to do less damage than she does each turn. And now she's the high level one. Whiskey get. That door looked weirdly small. Charlotte's cell, first floor. Oh, I'm standing on a table. Okay. Seems pretty nice for a cell. You hear a young girl laughing softly. Suddenly, the furniture in the room starts to vibrate, and space itself begins to twist. Boss fight theme. There's no moment of something's wrong here this time. Angry bookshelf, what am I gonna do? Probably explode it. The same thing we do every week, Pinky. Blow it the fuck up. Whoa! That has to be the highest number so far. Am I just out of range? Hup, 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 hup. Maybe his attacks only work on a cone? So if it goes too far to his side, he can't shoot him? Die, chairs! You don't belong in this world. It is not by my own commentary I'm once again given form. I might have had a moment where I screwed up and skipped Edward's turn, I'm not sure. Something goofy happened.
Charlotte, stop it. If you keep this up, you're the only one that's going to get hurt.
I'm not fooling around. I don't want your pity. I have enough.
Charlotte, listen to me. I understand you. We're very similar, you know.
You could never understand me. How could you? I've never been out of this place. I was born and I was executed. On the day I was killed, a priest came to me and said, "Dear Lord, please accept into your glorious kingdom this poor, sinful lamb." Tell me, what did I do that was so bad? Is it my fault I was born? If I was born just to be killed, why did she have me?
Oh, My mother abandoned me, too. I've been alone ever since I was a little girl, just like you. That's why
That's why what? That's why you understand me? That's why you're like me? Don't make me laugh. You're not like me. You're alive. What do you mean you're alone? What do you mean you understand? Give me a break.
Oh, Charlotte, I'm so sorry. I want you to understand. I really...
Curse upon you.
What?
A curse upon you.
Charlotte.
On you, on your friends, a curse upon you all. I will kill everything. Why don't you just die? Die! When everything is dead and gone, then we'll be the same. Only then will you understand my pain. I know what it is to regret being born. I will kill you! Kill you! Kill you!
Well. Ah. Let's see here. I was wondering if the letters might be in here. Guess not. Well, that's a fucking nightmare. Ugh. The reloading gets rolled pretty fast for not just using a regular rifle or something. Get him! Because weren't the didn't the letters prove that her mom loved her and all that? So you would hope that you could be like, actually, great news, Charlotte. I mean, it doesn't change any of the other stuff, but, you know, good news. I'm shooting an angry child. I made good life choices. I should try something else. That can't be a good element for her. She's distressing to look at. She kind of gives final boss vibes. Well, I guess I didn't get a chance to try a different element. Oh my god. So, we gained some levels from that one. Which is surprising because it wasn't that hard, but I guess it usually isn't that hard. Just how it goes. Level 29. Jeez. So is she dead? Or is that, like, she's been sated for now, or driven off for now? Blah. Does that say 38 luck? Oh, I looked for this pendant in my other inventory. That's a lot of luck. That's an all-around upgrade for him. I think luck affects your encounter rate. Just overall a net loss in stats. Whoa. That is some upgraded agility. I did not see that. Whoa. Yeah, make the melee guy go faster. He's got the lowest cost attacks, I suppose. If you're trying to quantify that. So where am I now? Hey, I made it to the blue door area. There it is. Somewhere over here. I'm on the right path. I can tell what the fuck I am and where I'm facing. Where did I go now? Same room, technically? Dungeon first floor, is this... So am I by the blue door now? Okay. It is hard to tell. With the way the camera angles work and everything. Uh-oh. Yeah, I guess that's the usual. Goodbye blue key. Alright, the blue key and the green key each opened one door. Wow, this looks like the opening chamber of Resident Evil, doesn't it? Patrick's quarters, first floor. This doorway over here too? There's one up there. We should get this item. Or fight. Now I am the fast one. Purple man. Kinda wish there was a reload button in the attack menu. The choice of how to reload kind of seems irrelevant because no matter what, you reload via the one ammo that that gun has. Give me the thing. Oop. This place looks complicated. Oh, that door works. So is this all the same map still as the monastery and whatnot? Seems like it is. It's a very hard map to look at because it's just such a weird curvy mess. And it's showing like the whole game at once, I think. But also you're navigating via weird pre-rendered fixed camera angle stuff, so it's just very disorienting without a sense of consistent direction based on being able to walk the way you want to. You found a gramophone, but it can't be played. There's no disc inside. What if we put a disc in it, though? Oh wow, a disc's in it now. The disc begins to play, filling the room with a melody. You're not going to hear it, though. You found a hidden drawer. Inside is a book titled Research Notes. You got research notes. Oh, there it is. Research Notes. September 10th, 1895. Rain. With the monastery renovation completed, I have finally moved in with Ogden and Bessie. It's been a long road since I first procured the émigré file. Even after referencing literature of all ages, the rendering of the text still remains a difficult task. Though it has been 4 years since I first laid eyes on it, never once has its enigma left the recesses of my mind. Contained in it are countless descriptions of the source of the energy that is the secret to life's existence, the Druid's cryptic experiment taken from the ancient Celts and recorded by Alexander the Great, hundreds of years before Christ. Branded a forbidden enterprise, it was hidden by the Vatican's cardinals in the depths of the Pope's quarters for a very long time. And now I have it in my hands. I have reached Wales, the land referred to in the text. I will fulfill my wife Elaine's resurrection at the monastery, built by Saint Daniel Scotus. Of course, I am aware that my act could prove insolent in the eyes of the Lord, and however people may censure my actions, the love I have for my wife will never cease. I ask of you, Lord, to turn your eyes away for a short while. You're gonna resurrect Elaine. November 16th, 1895. Rain. The more I learn about this monastery, the more eerie the structure appears to me. Ogden mentioned that the hospice had been full of corpses at one time a few hundred years ago, and I have become aware of an oppressing sense of mortal sin as I walk through the underground passageways. I can feel haunting spirits everywhere. But according to the émigré file, the power of such resentful spirits are considered the driving force behind reviving the Druid's cryptic experiment. I plan to fill this place with all-consuming ire of these spirits. Even though I may burn in hell for these sins, if Elaine can be brought back to life, I shall have no regrets. December 5th, 1895. Rain. I found out that the cauldron hidden in the basement held the key to the secret. Even though the book had mentioned it, the well-positioned trick door kept us from locating its whereabouts. The cauldron looks as if it's made of gold, but upon closer examination the surface is so old that one cannot determine how long it has been in existence. I would guess that it is a prehistoric artifact made a few thousand or even tens of thousands of years ago and left to sit. We must quickly set up an altar and begin preparations of our ceremony. December 16th, 1895. Rain. I ordered Ogden to acquire some livestock. 320 chickens and 43 pigs were purchased through a supplier in town. I arranged for ground transportation, but the fog did not help expedite the undertaking. I expect to be busy as soon as the delivery arrives. Animal offerings are an integral part of the Druid experiment. The cauldron must be filled with the freshest blood and flesh. This is where it begins. February 24th, 1896. Rain. The third experiment. Still no response. Even though I followed directions and offered the proper prayers, there are no signs of the spirits gaining any strength. I must return to the book and reread some parts, since I cannot proceed if there has been some misunderstanding of the text. Is there a problem with the way I conducted the experiment, or are the offerings insufficient? Regardless, I need to think this over. Even though I may arrive at a terrifying realization, it is too late to fear anything now. I have come too far to be impeded by fear. I am sure Ogden will understand. March 19th, 1896. Rain. Return from London. The specially ordered carriage seems to be working very well. I have trapped 3 women in the baskets and back. I lured some victims out of an alley in the east and had them sniff some chemicals and pulled them into the carriage. But since I was not used to my new role as an abductor, it took more time than I planned. I could not have done this without Ogden's help. I am deeply grateful to him. March 25th, 1896. Rain. I'm still at a loss. I cannot make up my mind. Even if I can bring Elaine back to life, are my actions forgivable? I balk when presented with this dilemma. Bessie has been taking care of the women I've kidnapped. It's better than them freezing in some corner of London. I hope this small gesture of kindness will be considered as an a priori act of repentance. No, you can't. This guy's a train wreck. You're kidnapping women, and you're like, but if I treat them a little bit nice, that's like in advance, like repentance for the thing I'm going to do. It's like no. No. I wonder if my small kindness will have any significance when held up against the horrendous act I'm about to commit. No. Not at all. You're a mass murderer as far as I can tell. There's also really going back on the idea that anyone else arguing that they seem to make the point that Ogden and Bessie didn't do the murders, but they basically did. March 31st, 1896. Rain. I must make my mind up. I must. April 3rd, 1896. Storm. Dear Lord, I have without a doubt committed a crime no human should have committed. I conducted the Druid experiment using the flesh and blood of the victims. I sensed the incredible energy of the spirits culminate in one when I poured the women's remains into the cauldron. As I had thought before, it is human flesh that needs to be offered to fully release the effects of the procedures. What a frightening arcane process this is. The sounds of fury in the women's death screams have not left my ears. I must go on. There is no turning back now. April 12th, 1896. Rain. Once again I performed the procedures. Once again I round up 4 victims from London, even though they are all old, with barely a thing to live for. When I contemplate taking their lives, it leaves me sick to my stomach. It may be due to my doubts that the spirits did not rise to such a powerful strength as before. I may have to use a younger, more vibrant source of energy. The book says to fill the cauldron with energy of haunted spirits. I wonder how many victims the cauldron must swallow to be satisfied. June 5th, 1896. Rain. I do not have enough victims. The saintly presence of Daniel Scotus inhibits us from claiming authoritative power. I have concluded that it will be necessary for us to offer many more lives before we are finished here. I have since found 35 more victims for 7 separate experiments, but the spirits have not responded with much strength for me to accomplish the resurrection. I am in dire need of the culminated strength of the spirits. I must come up with a way. I must come up with a more efficient way to procure my victims. July 15th, 1896. Rain. I finally received the first shipment of my victims. Self-describing them as victims is not usually how people go when they're in this. I mean, I don't know. I say that as if there's like real life examples to go by that I'm used to reviewing, which I'm not. But like, you wouldn't expect them to be calling them victims all the time. At least sacrifices or something. Ogden was right when he suggested that we should offer the Lord of the Slave Trade an enormous amount of money for this matter. He has no compassion for human life. The victims are not given much information and arrive at the monastery expecting a routine night's work. It is not necessary for us to go hunting for prey in town. With a few sugar-coated lies, there are plenty of people that will climb right into the carriage. There is no one that will dare speak of what is to become of them. September 9th, 1896. Rain. Poured the remains into the cauldron. The energy levels in the cauldron have clearly increased, which makes me happy, since it proves that I'm heading in the right direction. It seems that lately I've become more efficient at performing the tasks required for the procedures. However, Ogden and I cannot expect to become much more productive, as it is impossible for us to hire help, since we must keep this matter purely clandestine. I've decided to place an order for a laboratory table from an equipment manufacturer in Manchester. It'll take about a month to make, but once we receive this, we will be able to manage many more experiments. October 3rd, 1896. Rain. Butchered 3 bodies since morning. After lunch, we made repairs to the bell tower of the main church. After dinner with Bessie and Ogden, I butchered 3 more bodies. The lab table has proven its worth. The spirits have certainly increased in strength. At this rate, I may finish preparing for Elaine's resurrection before All Saints' Day. October 14th, 1896. Rain. 6 bodies butchered in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, 1 after dinner. November 1st, 1896. Rain. How I have been awaiting this day. The day to conduct Elaine's resurrection ceremony has finally arrived. The cauldron is brimming with the remains of many victims. This monastery is now consumed by the energies of the preternatural spirits. Even a saint could not hold his ground against the powerful energy of these hexed spirits. I took Elaine's body, which had been preserved in chemicals for this very day, and placed it on the altar. I then began reciting the ceremonial chant. Elaine, you are still as beautiful as ever. I love you so much. Please forgive me for calling you back from the land of the dead. November 7th, 1896. Rain. What is going on? I have lost all hope. All my efforts and dreams have been only an illusion. The tree of life that grew upwards out of the corpse, as if wrapping Elaine's body, was certainly the manifestation of the druid's cryptic experiments that I had been seeking. If God is capable of creating beings out of nothingness, then this indeed is a man-made example of his work. But to my horror, the image of my resurrected wife displayed in a flower petal looked just as she did before, yet it lacked a human soul. Indeed, it was a monster. Dear God, is this the punishment you have chosen for me? What have I accomplished by victimizing nearly 200 innocent people? My only hope in life lay in believing that resurrection was possible, and dreaming of the day when my wife, Elaine, would join me here in life, on Earth once again. Now I have nothing but a cauldron full of blood and hexed spirits, and a soulless monster. Is this the end that has been awaiting me? Dear Lord, have you no mercy? I only have one path left to follow. I have lost too much. I cannot even find words to apologize to Ogden, who has lent me his strength along the way. Now I only long to sleep in peace with my wife. What a fucking mess. Alright, dude. Have you no mercy? You mass murdered 200 people. How did you ever convince yourself this was gonna go in any other way? What a nightmare. Well, that's a lot. So, Father, any updated theories about your friend? Something's not right. How's my health? It's kind of convenient they have like a little like 6th sense for when a boss fight's about to happen. But only sometimes. This is probably it because it looks like a save point. Yep. Bum 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 bum.
You think he's friendly?
So the various zombies and monsters are making a lot of sense at the sudden. At least in like mythological, sort of like arcane terms. Like you just have this idea that like an incredible atrocity was committed here, and these could be the reanimated bodies of the victims or demons brought through by that sheer darkness. When I say it makes sense, I mean like in a soft logic sort of way of like, ooh, evil exists as a concept. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. If I rush all the way forward, then he definitely can't gain ground. I think he's rearing up because he's about to slap me, but I can't get out of the way. Just gonna get my ass beat. Oh. Well. Good thing he has too much health. I forgot how much damage this did last time. Okay-ish. Probably not his weakness, exactly. We should be fine. Up. Have you considered exploding? Here, I'll help you. Oh, there goes his normal lance. It lasted, while it lasted. The issue with the weapon breaking mid-fight is that I don't know how good any of them are. Oh, he's dead. I'll have to check that well. Oh my god. Welcome to the level the fuck part, the level the fuck up part of the game. Like, oh my god. I just triple leveled off of another boss fight like a minute ago. Ooh. Ooh. That might be a really good pistol, but nobody uses pistols. Koudelka did at the beginning. Now she's all magic-y. I don't have much reason to switch. Temporary. Huh. Did I do a temporary save? Wait, can you make temporary saves whenever the text is on the screen that says what room you're in? By pressing a button? Maybe. Maybe that's how I saved that one time? In a weird time? That's not... That wasn't a normal save point. That makes the saves a bit more reasonable. I guess you have to completely read the manual to find that detail. That definitely wasn't introduced in the game.
So this is Elaine.
Yes. She's the one I had the psychic vision of. Do you doubt it?
No, indeed.
Good. Let's begin.
It has been a long time indeed, Mr. O'Flaherty.
Oh, Elaine, is that really you?
Yes, it is. It is such a pity that we meet again, and I can only present myself to you in this form. This is the woman that responded to my voice, is it not? Thank you for doing this for someone like myself.
Elaine, I haven't yet come to terms. Please tell me how this happened to you.
Of course I will explain. Changed. 18 years ago, I was murdered by some thieves that broke into my home. I was helpless. Both Patrick and Ogden were out on business. There was nothing that anyone could do.
I will not accept this. This should not have happened.
Yes, Patrick responded the same exact way. He could not accept my death. He spent years and years perfecting his craft in wizardry and tried everything in his power to bring me back to life.
Resurrecting the dead? Is this for real? Hey, we're not talking about Frankenstein here.
Frankenstein?
That novel written about 100 years ago?
He was taking it very seriously. And he had found the key to actually make it happen.
The immigrant document.
Yes. With Ogden's assistance and the powers from ancient druids, he held a resurrection ceremony in this monastery.
But something went wrong, didn't it?
He only resurrected my physical body. As you can see, my soul is still doomed to roaming the universe, forever separated from my body. And the terrifying thing is that my body was resurrected as a heartless monster.
Monster.
Although the monster may look like me, it is not me. Mr. O'Flaherty, please turn my body into ashes with your power.
Ashes? But if I do that, we won't be able to bring you back to life.
Mr. O'Flaherty, I was robbed of my life by those thieves, and I could hate them as mortal enemies. Choose to think that my death was preordained by the Lord. Please, do not mourn my death. It was wrong for Patrick to try to resurrect me, to undo the work of God. Please, do not be sad. Death is at the heart of God's reasoning. I urge you to destroy my body. Its existence defies the wise providence of heaven. It mustn't exist in this world.
Wait! Elaine! God! Curse! What a cruel world! I gave everything for your happiness, and now what am I left with? I have no meaning in my life. Damn it! What have I been doing with my life? Elaine! Elaine!
I don't think he's over her. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Where's the Is there a painting right here? There, okay. You see a portrait of a young woman. The frame reads, "My dear wife, Elaine." Why is it not framed well? This is like leaving the room. Weird. That portrait's like invisible. Unless you're viewing it from exactly that side. Actually, no, you're not even viewing it. It's invisible until you click on it, but you click on a piece of wall. That's like an important moment. Weird. Elaine is like next level, like the world revolves around this one woman and her astonishing, impossible beauty and purity and goodness. But she's dead and it's sad. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Hey, I'm back here. That's what that door is, apparently. Alright, well now I can check out some of those doors I was concerned about before I go back in. It's like, it's sad that some woman died, obviously. But Jesus Christ, don't like, go do a eugenics over it or whatever, like, don't need to like, depopulate a town because of that. I'm sure that half of the women that you killed in the process were just as nice as it turns out. If not your exact freaking personal beauty standards, like 10 or whatever. No! There was so much cutscene and stuff like that that I forgot that I needed to change his weapon still. Oh, an air spear. Okay. He's back to having a spear, I guess. Hope it's good. It's kind of entertaining to have the extra range, but it doesn't actually affect gameplay very much. Because this just isn't a very good tactical RPG, you know? It doesn't really have any of the... It has like none of what I like about this genre. Because I like playing a bit of like Fire Emblem and XCOM and Advance Wars. That's not a tactical RPG. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. And usually you're like making some kind of choice. But this game has a level up system that incentivizes you just using the same ability forever because it gets stronger the more you use it. But even if it wasn't for that, you're just not really doing much. They didn't really iron out what to do with the combat. So you move around on a grid a bit, but like my two ranged characters seem to have infinite range. I think the gun might have a cone where they have to not be too far to the left or right for some reason, but that's about it. Okay, so this is one of the doors that I wanted to try. This is the main gate of the monastery. Unfortunately, it's locked and you cannot be opened. Okay. Is this a side door? No. Well, that might have been everything then. I'm not sure if there was other doors I was trying to find. I just regretted not trying that. But I wanted to resolve something else first, and that just kind of became a whole thing. This way, maybe? This way? Okay, we found it. I found the place. Go towards the camera here. Nope. Alright, let's try the not staircase, the less obvious staircase. This weird spot. Please. It's weirdly hard to climb in this game. Frankly, they just need bigger hitboxes. People will say that it's a matter of, like, the age of the thing or whatever, but I'm not sure if that excuse actually applies. The age speaks to more to design choices than actual technical fidelity, I think. In some of these cases. Like, I think you probably... this is me. I mean, I'm talking on my ass a bit, but, like, I do feel like you could just make the hitboxes more forgiving for how to interact with certain things. And then, ta-da! You can do the thing! Without it being hard. They're often placed in ways where it's relatively unambiguous what you'd be trying to do, and there's not really competing things. It's definitely not the Witcher problem. Like, Witcher 3 had a problem where there was candles everywhere. And so whenever you tried to interact with an object or open a chest or something, he kept, like, snapping his fingers and lighting all of the candles nearby, and then unlighting them over and over again, because they kept misinterpreting which thing you were trying to click on. So they had to release in one of the major patches, they deprioritized candles. Whoa! They stood next to each other. That's the thing you don't want to do. You did the thing you don't want to do. What'd you do? I don't know why I'm talking like that. It was just funny to me. Y'all getting high on Listel? Okay, where's this one go? Where am I? Is this the top of the staircase? In the main room? Oh. Well, I guess I kind of needed to do that then. That was just a way of sneakily getting past that doorway, I guess. Weird. I guess I'll take it. Works for me.